से बात हुई थी नवंबर महीने में, and then he told me that in January it's possible for him to come. A very tight schedule in the last November and December. He traveled to 40 countries in 41 days and did 108 flights. So you can imagine how tight his schedule is. He's going back day after tomorrow. He's got 20 स्थापनाs in one day. वो किस चीज़ की स्थापना करते हैं? आज भी हमने 4-5 घरों में स्थापना की है आत्मसिद्धि शास्त्र की. उसके रचयिता कौन है? श्रीमद् राजचंद्र जी. उसके बारे में मैं शिल्पा जी को इनवाइट करता हूँ to give a lot of people know about it. It could be a repeat, but in spirituality I'll tell you one thing, nothing is a repeat. ये चीज़ एक समझ में आ जाएगी. कितने बार भी अपन सुनेंगे उसका अहोभाव अपने को बार बार आएगा. तो I invite शिल्पा जी to explain to us. आप खड़े रहकर बोलेंगे बैठ कर बोलेंगे? Stand ना. तो I'll set the And after the introduction about Srimad Rajchandra ji and the book Atmasiddhi Shastra, पंडित जी आएंगे. वो थोड़ा आहार ले रहे हैं अभी उनका, बिकॉज सूर्यास्त हो जाएगा उसके बाद में. एंड वो आत्मसिद्धि शास्त्र के गहरे रहस्य को अपने को समझाएंगे और हाउ द यूथ कैन गेट कनेक्टेड, हाउ द यूथ कैन इंक्रीज देयर अवेयरनेस, हाउ दे कैन हैव द अवेकनिंग using this Atmasiddhi Shastra. And why only, and I will also want to speak why only Atmasiddhi Shastra, why not something else. So all these topics are going to be covered in the next 1 hour. And we are going to do 2 live experiments when I will be coming after Pandit ji, and we'll have a 2 live experiments today that we are going to do over here. So Shilpa ji.
Thank you. This is good enough. I need this. Thanks. Jai Jinendra, everybody. I would like to introduce Srimad Rajchandra to you all. As Sandeep said, his life must be familiar to some, but Gnani Purush के बारे में जितना हम depth में समझे, I count that as an investment. So, Srimad Rajchandra. Srimad Rajchandra was born on the 9th of November 1867 in Vavania Bandar, Morbi. His mother was Jain and his father followed Vaishnava Hindu tradition. Let us first reflect upon the times in which he was born. 1857 was the year of our failed attempt for freedom, the first war of independence. After the initial years, the nation's spirit had begun to revive. Social reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy and others took up the cause to fight against social evil like sati, widow remarriage, and these were the times of the emergence of the Brahmo Samaj and the Theosophical Society. But at the same time, our society was besieged by meaningless rituals, religious hypocrisy, and blind faith. Religious festivities had become an excuse to display wealth. In these times were born 2 great souls, Srimad Rajchandra, who scaled the heights of spirituality, and Mahatma Gandhi, who won independence for India. Later in life, Srimad Ji became Gandhiji's spiritual guide, and it was from his life that Gandhiji inculcated 2 valuable, non-violent tools that he used to grapple with the might of the British Empire, truth and ahimsa. Srimad Ji was exceptionally gifted. Since an early age, he demonstrated extraordinary mental prowess. On his very first day at school, when his teacher wrote the numerals 1 to 5 and asked the students to copy and write, young Rajchandra looked at the numerals intently, turned to his teacher and said, "Sir, I know all these things." He immediately proceeded to write the numbers. The teacher, suspecting that he received some coaching at home, proceeded to write out numbers 6 to 10 and then carried on all the way up to 100. Srimad Ji immediately wrote them out. The teacher then tried multiplication tables from 1 to 10, 11 and 12. Srimad ji immediately wrote them out. Completely surprised, the teacher turned to language and wrote out the first lesson in Gujarati, which Srimad ji repeated immediately. The teacher was now amazed, and on inquiring from Srimad ji's family, learned that this was the first time ever that this child had held a slate and a chalk in his hand. Such were his exceptional abilities that in less than 2 years, he finished 7 years' worth of schooling. As soon as a teacher taught a new subject, Raj Chandra understood it thoroughly. While he began learning to write at the age of 7, by the time he was 8 years old, he had composed about 5,000 stanzas on various subjects. The poetry he wrote at the age of 10 displayed the maturity and profundity of an accomplished poet. At the age of 11, he began writing for local publications on different subjects, for which he won several prizes. He summarized the great Indian epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, in verse, wrote an essay on the education of women. His poems of patriotism, social reform, religion and other subjects appeared in periodicals like Dharma Darpan, Subodh Prakash, Vigyan Vilas, Saurashtra Darshan. By the time he was 13, he had studied in depth a variety of religious texts and had now started reading philosophical works written in ancient languages, Sanskrit and Ardh-Maghdi. His ability to learn, his skill in poetry were both extraordinary. At a very young age, he began to be known as Kavi Raichand. At the age of 7 years, he experienced Jati Smaran Gnan, where he could vividly see hundreds of past births. When any Jivatma, through sadhana and purusharth, rid their soul of impurities, they have many such extraordinary experiences. We might wonder that Srimad was still a young boy of 7 years, and what purusharth or sadhana had he done? But this is the fruit of compounded sadhanas over previous births. Srimad's fame started spreading far and wide. The Diwan of Kutch, Manibhai Jashbhai, organized a lecture to be given by 10-year-old Srimad in Bhuj, the state capital. The listeners were amazed at the thought-provoking lecture he gave on religion. Since the family's economic conditions started deteriorating, Srimad was required to help his father in the shop. And whenever he was not required to attend to any of the jobs, he would immerse himself in spiritual texts. When Srimad was 16 years old, 3 Jain Sadhvijis visited Vavania, and having heard of Srimadji's exceptional abilities, requested him to give a discourse. Obliging, young Raj Chandra read out 2 verses from Suyagadang Sutra and explained with full insight. Amazed with his understanding, the Sadhvijis said that they were unable to understand many Jain scriptures since they were written in Ardh-Maghdi. The Sadhvijis asked young Rajchandra to help them gain better understanding. In response, Srimad wrote the Mokshmala in just 3 days, and in this managed to cover the essence of Jainism. A few months after he wrote the Mokshmala, he attended a public demonstration of memory skills known as Ashtavadhan, done by the then famous Shankarlal Maheshwar Shastri. At that time, only 3 people in the whole of India could do this Ashtavadhan, 8 tasks, and that too after many years of practice. The demonstration was basically doing 8 tasks at the same time. Srimad observed the whole process carefully, and the very next day performed the Ashtavadhan in the presence of friends in Vasant Bagh Park Morbi. From 8, he performed 16 tasks before an assembly of 2,000 people. Mind you, this is the late 18th century. In Vadhavan city, in the presence of an English colonel, H.L. Nutt, and other dignitaries. From 16, he jumped to 52, with no preparation whatsoever. On this occasion, the tasks included mathematical calculation, completed half-finished verses. He was also given 400 words in random order, in 16 languages that he had never heard before, including Greek, Arabic, Latin, English, Marathi, Bengali, Urdu, and had to put them in order. On 22nd of January 1887, he performed an extraordinary deed, the Shatavadhan, or 100 tasks, at Framji Kawasji Institute, Mumbai, in the presence of Dr. Peterson and the judge of Mumbai High Court, Justice Sir Charles Sargent. In September 1893, when in Chicago, Veerchand Gandhi mentioned of this feat at the Parliament of World Religions, and Srimad's phenomenal abilities were even reported in the Times, London. When asked what was the secret behind this power, Srimad replied in his mystic style that this was impossible without purity of mind. In addition to his exceptional memory, he had a remarkable sense of touch. Blindfolded, he could tell the names of books by merely touching them. It is said that he could memorize 500 shlokas in 1 hour. He could tell which food items had less or excess salt without tasting them. Jane Jamshed, a well-known Parsi periodical, in its January 24, 1887 issue, reported that Rajchandra could identify from a plate of various delicacies all those items that had too little salt. This he did by merely glancing at them. He was also well known for his knowledge of astrology, and people thronged to him to have their future foretold. The Shatavadhan performance prompted Sir Charles Sargent to invite Srimad to England, where his talents would be truly appreciated and bring him fame and money. This suggestion from the Chief Justice set Srimad thinking that fame and material wealth were not his goals in life and would distract him from his spiritual path. From then on, at the very young age of 20 years, he stopped all public performances and immersed himself into his sadhana. In spite of keenly wanting to take Diksha, Srimadji was unable to do so because it pained his mother immensely. In search of Bij Gnan, a much required tool for further progress, Srimad met the Vedanta scholar Mansukh-Ram Suryaram Tripathi and later Saubhag Bhai of Saila. On his association with Saubhag Bhai, Srimadji recollected the missing link and reached a very high spiritual state, Uch Gnan Dasha. In their 7 years of association, until Saubhag Bhai's death, Srimadji and Saubhag Bhai spent 580 days together, and from the 900 odd letters written in the Vajramrut, 240 letters were written to Saubhag Bhai. 7 Jain monks were also disciples of Srimadji. Chief among them was Laghuraj Swami, or Laluji Muni as he was more popularly known. Both these great souls, Saubhag Bhai and Laluji Muni, were responsible for the divine composition Atma-Siddhi Shastra. Srimadji had a profound influence on the lives of many deserving souls, among them the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. In their very first meeting, Gandhiji was greatly impressed by Srimadji's intellectual capabilities. Gandhiji said, "The thing that cast a spell over me was his wide knowledge of the scriptures, his spotless character, and his burning passion for self-realization." In his autobiography, My Experiments with Truth, Gandhiji writes, "I have since met many religious leaders or teachers. I have tried to meet with heads of various faiths, and I must say that no one else has ever impressed me as much as Raichan Bhai." Of another incident, Gandhiji writes, "I asked a few fundamental questions on Hinduism to Sri Raichan Bhai by post, and his replies were so logical, so appealing and convincing that I regained my faith in Hinduism and I was saved from conversion of religion." So you can imagine, had Gandhiji converted to Christianity, Indian history would be a completely different story today. So Gandhiji writes further, "From that moment onwards, my respect and admiration for Raichan Bhai increased in leaps and bounds, and I considered him to be my religious guide as long as he lived. Srimadji left this mortal body at the young age of 33 years on the 9th of April, 1901. In spite of his short life, Srimadji has left behind such a legacy for mankind through his letters, prose and poetic compositions that has given humanity a structured direction towards Samyak Gnan and Moksha." Let us now walk through the pages of history when Atmasiddhi Shastra was written. Laluji Maharaj was very ill and asked for Srimad's counsel on Samadhi Maran. In reply, Srimadji wrote the famous letter, also known as Chhapadno Patra, dated 31st of March 1888, propounding 6 fundamental truths and inspired Laluji Maharaj not to fear death. Copies of the letter were also sent to Saubhag Bhai with instructions to learn by heart and contemplate its contents regularly. But Saubhag Bhai, due to his advanced age, was unable to memorize in prose form, so he sent Srimadji a humble request to rewrite the letter in verse form so that it would be easy to memorize and contemplate. One day, Aso Vadekam, on returning back from his evening walk in Nadiyad, Srimadji called out to Ambalal Bhai, "Ambalal, fanas dharo." Ever respectful, Ambalal Bhai held the lantern, mindful of not moving the slightest, as he witnessed a miraculous stream of inspiration, full of profound insight, that began to flow from Srimadji in the form of Atmasiddhi Shastra. This is not merely writing, but Srimadji's sublime spiritual state that became his pen, and the essence of his profound thinking that became the ink. In less than 2 hours, 142 verses emerged in the form of Atmasiddhi, encompassing within them the essence of all 6 Astik Darshan. Ambalal Bhai later mentioned that Sahib did not scratch out or replace even one single word while writing down the Atmasiddhi. Srimadji has fitted the vast ocean of learning into a small vessel called Atmasiddhi Shastra. The Jain philosophy of Anekantvad integrated all 6 Astik Darshans into Atmasiddhi. By propounding the 6 fundamental truths or steps, Srimadji basically summarized what ancient Jain philosophers have been saying in various texts. Srimadji studied various Jain scriptures and many great books written by Jain acharyas. The background to his philosophy of 6 steps or Chha Pad lie in a book called Adhyatmasar, written by the great 17th century Jain philosopher monk Mahopadhyay Sri Yashovijayji Maharaj Sahib, which says, Nasti na nityo na karta na bhokta na cha nivruttaha tadupascha neta yuhu mithyavasya padani sat, which means to believe that there is no soul, it is not eternal, it is not the author, it is not the sufferer, there is no liberation, and there is no path to achieve salvation are the 6 steps of Mithyatva. 4 copies of the Atmasiddhi Shastra were made with explicit instructions that they should not be given to anyone else. Saubhag Bhai's name as the chief inspiration for penning of this epic has been mentioned by Srimad Ji 3 times, immortalizing him. Atmasiddhi Shastra has been written in the form of a dialogue between the Guru and the Shishya. Many of our Shastras, including the Bhagavati Sutra, which consists of 36,000 verses, is in the form of Gautam Swami asking questions and Bhagavan Mahavir replying. If we can broadly divide Atmasiddhi Shastra in 3 parts, part 1 consists of the characteristics or the lakshan of a matarthi jeev, or one who does not have the right knowledge but insists on only sticking to his own point of view, and the atmarthi lakshan, or the qualities of a sincere mumukshu, who wants to uplift his soul, who wants samyak darshan and seeks right knowledge to progress on the path. In part 2, the disciple expresses doubts and the Guru demonstrates the completeness of the Jain philosophy and shows the path to moksha. Without naming or condemning any philosophy, the views of each are expressed for the mumukshu's consideration. Part 2 consists of the Chapad. Atma che, Atma nitya che, Atma karmano karta che, Atma karmano bhokta che, Moksha che, ane mokshno upay che. Part 3. Part 3 ends with the enlightenment of the disciple. He now understands the 6 fundamental principles and expresses gratitude to his Guru for showing him the right path. He is thankful for being saved from accumulating an immense amount of karmas and going into lower gati. So grateful is he that he cannot stop singing praises of the Satguru, Satdev and Satdharma. Deh chata jeni dasha varte dehati te gnani na charanama ho vandana gari te gnani na charanama ho vandana gari.
Thank you so much, Shilpa ji, for throwing light on the birth to the life of Srimad and how the formation of Atmasiddhi Shastra. I think काफी लोगों को पता था, but quite a few did not know about it. So, like so many of the journeys we have taken so far, many of you have been a part of my journeys. How did I think about this? ये क्यों करना है? ये कब विचार आया? This is way back last year, beginning of the year, when Bappa had come, Rakesh Bhai, and उनकी जो मूवी चल रही थी, Unmoved Mover, The Mystique, जब वो मूवी चल रही थी, उस समय जब उनका वो आ रहा था कि उन्होंने PhD किया है और उन्होंने श्रीमद को अर्पण कर दिया है, ये शास्त्र, तब मेरे मन से एक विचार आया, संदीप, अगर अपनी आत्मा तक पहुंचना है तो यही एक रास्ता है। This will help you awaken yourself. So many things I have done with all of you. I thought, why not this? From TBL to introspection, RTA got conceptualized. Why the name RTA? एक बार देख रहा था, on the roads, RTA is nothing but the Road and Transport Authority. It provides infrastructure to a beautiful city like Dubai. Atma Siddhi Shastra is going to be my RTA. It's going to provide me the infrastructure to take me to my soul. उस हिसाब से the RTA name got conceptualized just by watching it on the road. I think I need all of you more than you need me on this journey. Can I have the first video? Of no, take Narendra Modi's speech first. Volume.
ये वर्ष अनेक प्रकार से महत्व का देश महात्मा गांधी के गुरु श्रीमद राजचंद्र जी, जिनको डर से भी जयंती मना रहा है। भाइयों बहनों, मैंने पहले ही कहा, श्रीमद राजचंद्र जी जिनकी 150वीं जयंती है, महात्मा गांधी उन्हें अपना गुरु मानते थे और श्रीमद राजचंद्र जी के साथ जब वो साउथ अफ्रीका में थे तब भी श्रीमद राजचंद्र जी के साथ पत्र व्यवहार करते थे। एक पत्र में श्रीमद राजचंद्र जी ने गांधी जी के साथ हिंसा और अहिंसा की चर्चा की थी और राजचंद्र जी कह रहे थे, जिस समय हिंसा का अस्तित्व रहा है उसी समय से अहिंसा का भी सिद्धांत है। दोनों में अहम यह है कि हम किसे महत्व देते हैं या फिर इनमें किसका उपयोग मानव हित में हो रहा है।
I think a lot of you, this was a WhatsApp viral, a lot of you have seen this thing. Modi ji in this year's independence speech had given the importance of this thing of Srimad ji's this thing, and Atma Siddhi Shastra is Srimad ji's divine masterpiece. The next video of
પ્રભુના શરણમાં બેઠા હોવાને લીધે કર્મ રાખડા બની ગયા.
તેઓ કલાકો સુધી ધ્યાનમગ્ન રહેતા. તેમણે પીએચડીના અભ્યાસક્રમનો પ્રારંભ કર્યો. બીએના અભ્યાસ માટે હૈદરાબાદની ઉસ્માનિયા યુનિવર્સિટીમાં તેમણે પ્રવેશ લીધો, જેનો 3 વર્ષનો અભ્યાસક્રમ માત્ર 3 મહિનામાં સંપન્ન કર્યો. ત્યાર પછી ફિલોસોફીમાં એમએ કર્યું. તેમની તેજસ્વીતા માટે મુંબઈ યુનિવર્સિટીએ તેમને સુવર્ણ ચંદ્રકથી નવાજ્યા. પીએચડી માટે તેમનો વિષય હતો શ્રીમદજીનું સર્વશ્રેષ્ઠ સાહિત્ય સર્જન, શ્રી આત્મસિદ્ધિ શાસ્ત્ર. પોતાના માર્ગદર્શક તરીકે તેમણે ડોક્ટર રમણભાઈ શાહને પસંદ કર્યા. 1998માં તેમને યુનિવર્સિટીએ પીએચડીની ડિગ્રી એનાયત કરી. 2600 પૃષ્ઠ પ્રમાણ થીસીસ તેમજ ડોક્ટરનો માનદ ખિતાબ તેમણે પોતાના શ્રી ગુરુના ચરણ કમળમાં અર્પણ કર્યા.
And when I play the third video, बाबा जी ने 3 मिनट में पूरा एसेंस ऑफ आत्मसिद्धि शास्त्र 3 मिनट में समझाया है. So let's have a look at that.
ત્રણ ખંડ છે. ખંડ એટલે સમજ્યા? રૂમ્સ. બે ખંડમાં તો અવર જવર ચાલુ જ હોય છે. શરીર એક ખંડ, મન બીજું ખંડ, પણ ત્રીજો ખંડ લોક એન્ડ કીમાં છે. આત્મ સ્વરૂપ એ ત્રીજો ખંડ. તકલીફ એ છે તિજોરી એ ખંડમાં છે, તારા જ ઘરમાં ત્રીજો ખંડ છે અને ત્યાં જબરજસ્ત ચરુ પડ્યો છે. એટલે શબ્દ વાપરો સુખનો ધામ, અનંત જ્ઞાન દર્શન સુખ વીર્ય નો ભંડાર પેલા ત્રીજા ખંડમાં છે. લે આ આત્મસિદ્ધિની ચાવી તે અહીં અપાય આસોવદ એકમે, એ ત્રીજા ખંડની ચાવી. તમે ચાવી તો લઈ ગયા, એ ચાવીના 142 ખમાસના દીધા અને એ ચાવી જ વાપરીને એ વાપરી હોત અને વાપરો તો પેલો ત્રીજો ખંડ ખુલે. હું બહેનોને પ્રશ્ન કરું, તમારી પાસે ચાવીનો જુડો છે કોઈની પાસે? આ જો અમદાવાદ બતાડે છે. તો કોક વાર એવું બની શકે કે નહીં કે ચાવીનો જુડો તમારો ખોવાઈ ગયો? એવું ક્યારેક બને કે ના બને? હવે તમારી પાસે બે વિકલ્પ છે. પહેલા આખા અમદાવાદમાં શોધો અને ન મળે તો તમારા ઘરમાં શોધો. બીજો વિકલ્પ, પહેલા તમારા ઘરમાં શોધો, ન મળે તો આખા અમદાવાદમાં શોધો. બેન બોલો, પહેલો વિકલ્પ કે બીજો વિકલ્પ? બીજો કે છે. તો તમારી પાસે બી બે વિકલ્પ છે. સુખનું ધામ શોધવું છે તો પહેલો વિકલ્પ એ છે કે આખા જગતના બધા જ પદાર્થને ભોગવી લો. સ્થાનને ભોગવો, વ્યક્તિને ભોગવો, વસ્તુને ભોગવો અને પછી એમ લાગે કે સુખ નથી તો નિજ ઘરમાં શોધો. યથાર્થ પુરુષાર્થ કરો અને પછી સુખ ના મળે તો બહાર જાઓ. જે નિજ ઘરમાં શોધે છે ત્રીજા ખંડમાં, એ કદી નિષ્ફળ થયા નથી. હું એમ નથી કહેતો આજે ને આજે મળી જશે, પણ ન મળે તો પણ યથાર્થ માર્ગે હોય ત્યાં સુધી આનંદ જ આનંદ છે. સત્પુરુષના સંગનો તો આનંદ છે ને, એની ભક્તિનો આનંદ તો વર્તે છે ને. ચાવી તો હવે મળી ગઈ છે, હવે તાળું શોધવાની જરૂર કે ક્યાં આ ચાવી નાખીએ કે સુખનો ધામ ખુલે. અંતરદ્રષ્ટિ કરો. આ અભિપ્રેત છે, આ અપેક્ષા છે, આ હેતુથી આત્મસિદ્ધિ શાસ્ત્રની રચના થઈ છે અને પ્રભુના ભક્તો તરીકે આ હેતુ પૂર્ણ કરવો એ જ આપની ભક્તિ છે. સૌભાગ્યના કારણે આપણે આત્મસિદ્ધિ શાસ્ત્ર મળ્યું, પણ જો આવો પુરુષાર્થ થાય તો ખરા અર્થમાં આપણે સૌ સૌભાગ્યશાળી બની શકીએ. એ જ મંગલ ભાવના સાથે.
तो अपने सामने भी समक्ष आया है ये चाबी ऑफ आत्म सिद्धि शास्त्र ऑफ दिस अनंत सुख. क्या अपन भी सौभाग्यशाली बनना चाहते हैं? ये डिसीजन आप लेंगे. मैं तो बनना चाहता हूँ, तो इस मार्ग में मैं आगे बढ़ रहा हूँ. जो साथ में आना चाहते हैं प्लीज आइए. विल डू दी ऑफिशियल लॉन्च विद श्री फूलचंद जी हैंड. फूलचंद जी आप पधारिए और लॉन्च कीजिए आरटीए को और ये हमारा नया जर्नी को. सो प्लीज आपके प्रेजेंस में आइए. ऑफ ऑल द लाइट्स and in the divine presence of Shri Fulchand Ji, we want to launch RTA today on this divine day. Shri Fulchan ji will explain the inner secret, the rahasya of Atma Siddhi Shastra, how our generation can use it in our daily life, and how it can take us to our inner self.
कहान राज को कर नमन, करो महान यह काज, आत्मज्ञान की प्राप्ति है, मंगलमय सुख साज, मंगलमय सुख साज। चैतन्य स्वभावी भगवान आत्मा अनादि अनंत शुद्ध चैतन्य मात्र है, ज्ञान मात्र है। मैं शुद्ध चैतन्य मात्र, ज्ञान मात्र भगवान आत्मा हूँ। प्रति समय यह जागृति बनी रहे, इस जागृति का नाम धर्म है। देह की प्रत्येक क्रिया के काल में और विकल्पों के बहते प्रवाह के काल में ज्ञानियों को